podcast. It's a video game podcast, and they check it out, and we're like, you see that picture of a cheetah biting a monkey's eyeballs out?
Dude,
I listened to the Giant,
that's a wipeout.
I listened to the Giant Bombcast for years and years and years.
I linked that to you in your Discord, by the way.
And my
Enjoy.
my favorite episodes were the ones where they just argued about Domino's Pizza for like 90 minutes.
Yeah. No, sure. Absolutely. You hear about how they fucking found a penguin colony out of nowhere because they found a bunch of penguin shit?
Where?
Out in the Antarctic. They pretty much were like, they thought there was nothing there, and they found a giant mountain of penguin shit, and it was all like pink in the water, and they're like, what? And then they found like 1 million penguins on a fucking ice colony just hanging out, where they didn't think there were. And I was
penguins.
like, I thought we scoped everywhere by now.
Okay.
I thought we did it. I thought we flew over it with cameras.
No, nobody gives a shit about Antarctica. That shit, I mean, that's the corners of the flat Earth. So, like...
That's true.
Well, that's right before
That's the edge of the crater.
Yeah, that's right before the ice wall.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because, on the flat Earth, Antarctica actually circles the globe, so when you try and fly a plane over it, they all get shot down by the government. Obviously.
Yeah. But not before the chemtrails get us.
Dude, I saw... I don't know who retweeted at me. Dude. I saw what might be my favorite fucking chemtrail-related shit like an hour ago.
An hour ago?
And it was, no one wears breathing masks, even though there are chemtrails everywhere in the sky, and it's a shot of the fucking skyline, right? But you freak out when I walk into a store like this, and it's a shot of a guy's bare feet, and it's from the Barefoot Legal Facebook page, which is
so many layers deeper than I thought.
Which is a bunch of people that are going crazy because you're not allowed to wear bare feet at the office or in a store or what. And like,
this got a lot of that's a cake of dumb.
Because it psychs you out. It's like, oh, this is about chemtrails. Like, no,
that's amazing.
It's about fuck shoes.
That's
man.
Amazing. Liam would be in that camp.
He's a sandal boy, right?
Yeah, he is. He's a saucy little sandal boy. And not only that, but I remember days back in the old office, like before I even worked with Liam, of like there being a problem because some of our mutual friends we'd hang out with would just pretty much we're like, yeah, it's hot today. I'm gonna just walk around with my shoes off and chill and whatnot. And eventually it became a problem because there was there was a local foot fetishist in the office.
Hell yeah, there was.
Couldn't focus. And he wrote a complaint to HR saying, I can't get any work done because those feet are distracting me. Please.
I'm just so fucking turned on.
I talked to...
Please make it so that this can't happen.
So Clemp is an amateur foot fetishist. And he was...
Amateur?
Yeah, he's not a pro
job
yet.
skill?
You gotta
he was here recently, and we talked to him about it. And he did something that everyone that I've personally encountered that is into feet does, which is they do everything in their power to distance themselves from everyone else who's into feet, being like, they are degenerates, they have no class, and I hate them. Because there's only two types. There's the person that you don't know has a foot fetish, and the person that won't stop telling you that they have a foot fetish. And there's no in-between. There's no in-between.
I'd say there is an in-between. Tarantino.
He tells everyone!
He doesn't tell anybody, but he films it all the time.
What are you talking about?
He shows it.
He has been so outspoken that he loves feet.
I thought his thing was that he never admitted it.
Oprah fucking dragged a bunch of foot models out in front of him, and he almost came in his fucking pants.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't catch that.
Oh, no,
I thought he denied it.
Oh!
That's wow.
No, he's been like, yeah, I put the shot of the foot because I jerk off to the foot.
Oh, he's super about it. Yeah, okay. All right.
There's no in-between.
I guess
and
not.
That guy, that was the bad one. He could have just done a shitty job and seen all the feet he wanted in the world, but no, he had to ruin it for everybody. Also, walking around with your bare feet, that's disgusting. Wear your socks. Come on, people.
Yeah, it depends, but there's a nice feeling to it sometimes.
If you're at home.
If you're at home, if you're on the beach, if you're walking through the sand.
If you're in the office or something, it's kind of weird. Like me, farm, right? So I'm barefoot all the time.
Do you hear that?
If I go outside
it's gone.
Thank you. But if I go outside to throw something out to the chickens, bare feet. If I go out to
Well, you're in a
move the
different
sheep,
situation
bare
a
feet.
little
Back in Grenada, running outside, running down the road barefoot, you're right. And the really rough kids would fucking run on gravel. I'm like, yo, you guys are
That toughens you up.
That's crazy. But
That's how Ryu got strong.
exactly. But that's also how, like, that's also only when you know there's no threat of there being glass, right?
Yeah,
There's no fucking bets.
in Grenada.
All
is
bets
there,
are
is
off.
there like a snake / scorpion thing, or is that not an issue?
Not really. I
Okay.
mean, that's not true. That's a lie. There is 100% a snake thing. There was a giant. I told the story. It was a long time ago, but I guess I'll just do the TLDR of it. But one time the sink was clogged and we couldn't get anything through it. And oh no, yeah, okay. I'll continue, but that's not the same thing. But anyway, and we couldn't fucking, and we're like, what's going on? And we plunge and plunge and plunge. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Open up the piping, doesn't work. And we're tracing it all back, and we're like, okay, the problem is not in the kitchen. The problem is outside somewhere at the drainage. And we get to the end of the drainage pipe, and we pull it open and unscrew the cork, and then a giant like snake tail flops out type thing. And we're like, oh fuck, there's a giant snake in there. That's gross. And we pull it out, and it's actually a rat. And the rat was so huge, it was like almost like a half a cat sized rat that it died and blocked the entire drain thing, and it terrified everybody. But
I'm terrified now.
But yes, there are some.
They get pretty big.
But you got to go into the bush to really encounter it, because the ones around people are more or less have been killed.
That might be the most horrifying, like, surprise story with like an animal I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That was a bad one. Yeah. I mean, I think I related at some point. Maybe it was a Christmas cast where it was like that, the jumping spiders, the bat that flew into our room.
Yeah.
And then we're like, time to go to bed. Did we ever find the bat? No. What are you gonna do? Nothing. Just go to bed. It's in here somewhere.
Fuck that.
Yep. Leave the doors open and hope it flies out.
Go drown yourself in the ocean.
There was one time that we were hired, or like me and my brother, were hired on to paint the interior of a house. And they mentioned, okay, we fumigated this thing for brown recluses.
Oh,
So they should be dead. So we go inside, they're not dead.
Why would they
There
be?
are dead ones, and there's thousands of dead ones, and they're just everywhere. Like in the sink especially, like they were living in there. There are plenty still alive, and they were not happy we were there. So anytime that I would like have to paint behind something, suddenly like 15 just dart out, and one or two might be like, hey, there's a human hand, I'm gonna go for that. Nope. Pull that shit right back. Somehow made it out without being bit. But it was not a good experience. And for those people that are like, brown recluses won't kill you, they'll fucking melt your hand, dumbass. I'm going to kill them.
You'll be disabled if it bites you.
It won't kill you. Oh, that's a good comfort. Here, you want to hold my fucking arm that sizzled off?
Just something about those videos where the Cobra Masters are walking through the room pits with like 100 of them. And
slapping their heads away.
Slapping them
Fuck
away
off.
like, move off, asshole. Get out of here. I told you twice. Don't make me say, just like casually walking through death.
Well, there's a couple things going on there. Some of those videos have all those snakes have been devenomed. And the opposite, that's like kind of a lame answer. The cool answer is that a lot of those guys have been bitten so many times
That they've developed immunity.
developed a partial or near total immunity.
God. Oh my
If you inject enough snake venom into yourself over a long period of time, it will not hurt you
doesn't
anymore.
do anything. That's
You think there's a dude like that?
dude.
He just orders snake venom from around the world, and he orders poisons and all sorts of crazy shit.
my
And does
God.
every day there's a tablet or an injection.
And you
Just so that he can feel like he's immune to everything.
just build it up. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that, man, anti-venom is actually really tough to acquire. You know how much? I was looking at some fucking documentary. You need like 10 times or as much venom to create like a single vial of anti-venom.
Wow.
And the only way to get the venom is to physically milk the snake with your hands. And they all have only how much they can produce in a day. Like,
fortunately, the mass need for antivenom is not as large as like It's not like everyone's getting bit every day. You know what I mean? Like if you get a bunch of antivenom, you'll probably only need a little bit for a given population over the course of a year.
Yeah, but the problem. So here's the problem.
Just getting it.
Here's some good advice for snakebite victims. The most important one: don't suck the poison.
Don't suck the poison
You'll
out.
fucking die,
Don't
and you'll
suck
make
the
it
poison
worse.
out.
The number one thing for getting bit by a snake to save your life is look at the snake really carefully, because there are like 100 different types of antivenom, and they don't work on the other types. So if you come in and go, it was a brown snake, and like, what did it look like? It was brown. They're like, okay, let's just try and figure it out.
The important thing is to kill the snake. If it bites you, like maybe this is a country thing, I don't know, but like if something bites you, you fucking grab it and you murder it.
And then you have it.
So that you took your revenge.
Well, it's not just that. It's
You also have the thing.
what
yes.
color was the snake? Here he is.
Here it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to file that, no problem.
Right.
2 seconds.
Oh, it's the buddy
it's
from
the-
Snake Pass.
He was bit by a snake. 3 days later, the snake died.
Oh, fuck
Joke.
Oh, that was a funny thing too. When we talked to the guys that made Snake Pass, they originally had different colors, and it was like a cute like black and greens and white sort of thing that they had going, and they did some tests and whatnot. And everyone was like, "Yeah, this is really cute, really fun." And then in a particular region, some people were like, "You need to fucking change
This
that."
scares the shit out of my kids.
And they're like, "No, it was worse than that." It's that exact color combination is the most dangerous, lethal thing in our area, and we're trying to teach our kids to stay the fuck away from them, and making a happy-go-lucky, friendly version is fucking not gonna help us. We don't want our kids to think that's a good thing.
The ultimate is there is some fucking British, I think it's that Pigs kids show with the little cartoon pigs. It's a British show.
Peppa Pig?
Yeah, I think it might be. But maybe I'm just getting that confused. But regardless, it's a kid's show in England that, because it's Commonwealth in England and Australia, occasionally airs in Australia. And there's an episode where the little girl is terrified of a spider. And the mom says, "Oh, don't worry, child. A spider can't hurt you." And that aired in Australia.
Yeah.
And then everyone in Australia went, "What the heck? You can't tell kids that.
Yeah.
You can't tell kids that.
That's
That's
bad.
so bad."
No.
In Australia,
no.
I forget what it is. There's specifically a kind of spider that is one of the most venomous on the planet that is also known to be a huge asshole that will
very
just
aggressive.
attack humans for no reason.
Yeah. Oh, is that the human killing spider? Yeah.
I forget what it is.
I believe that's what they call it. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Can't.
That's bad.
Regional shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah, no, that's the human extinction event spider right there. Don't worry about that.
like if you're in China, right? If you had a Chinese TV program and you could have bears are not very aggressive. If you leave the bear alone, it will be so just walk away. If you put that in the high north or the Adirondacks and the area with grizzlies, no. The advice has to be if you see a bear, shoot yourself in the mouth.
If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lie down.
Yeah. And then get mauled.
If it's brown, you're done.
Yeah.
But your only hope is that it probably doesn't want to eat you. It probably just wants you to get the fuck away.
Yeah.
It seems like sun bears, despite the fact that they're so small, are one of the most... Like, they're the biggest assholes out of all the bears.
Which ones?
The sun bear, the little tiny itty-bitty ones.
Well,
for some reason, they're super aggressive.
Polar bears are very big assholes.
They are as well, yes.
Like if a black bear is eating berries and it's like sees you and then you have that awkward moment and then it starts to charge, you can just like bop it on the nose.
And it'll run away.
It'll fuck off.
Do you ever see... Anybody wants to see a really cute black bear? We're getting real off topic here, but there's a very...
But you should probably have your spray if you're in an area with bears.
There's a very emblematic
Shouldn't be there in the first place.
black bear video.
Shouldn't be there in the first place. That's
and
true,
if you type in "What are you doing there, bear?" you'll probably get it. It's a guy hanging out in his tree stand, and he looks down, and there's a black bear, and the black bear looks at him and just slowly climbs every rung of the tree stand until he's like 1 foot away, and the guy just goes, I think he's Canadian because he has a really intense accent, goes, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And the bear looks down at the ground and then looks back at him and then like runs away. And that's it. That's it. They're pussies.
Totally.
They're like big dogs. They're just big dogs.
And they're mainly curious is what it is.
And,
they don't know if you're a toy or not.
in will come the correction from someone who lives somewhere where black bears are the scariest, most horrible thing.
I mean, if a black bear's pissed off, it's still like 1,000-pound beastazoid. Like, it can still fuck your day up.
They're probably
Probably like 2,500 pounds.
They're 1,000,000 tons. They're heavier than a star.
Now I need to find out how much a moose weighs.
Oh man, no, you can't do that. That's the 18-wheeler of the animal kingdom.
They're not going to attack 1,500 pounds.
Moose?
Yep.
Okay.
Average weight is closer to 1,000 for males and 800 for females.
I believe it.
Moose are also huge assholes, aren't they?
A family can sleep comfortably inside of a moose.
Are moose huge assholes? No.
They just want to cross the road,
and
they don't give a fuck if you're trying to drive anywhere.
Moose are primarily indifferent because they're so big, and
they're probably a lot like deer.
They're like the North American elephant.
Or maybe I guess. Because the problem is that you would think that like a giraffe was sturdy, but it's not.
No, they're frail as shit.
Right?
I could punch a giraffe over right now.
A moose looks as sturdy as a giraffe should be, in that you can crash your car into it and it might just walk away. And
your car's not going to walk away.
You might not walk away.
Well, hitting a moose with your car, the worst part about it is that you clip the legs so that the 800 of the 1,000 pounds hits your windshield.
Yeah.
And it's essentially like hitting a pillar that was aimed at your face.
And in your car. You don't know how those antlers are going to play out.
They're going to play out bad for you.
No one knows how those antlers are going to play. That's a roll of the fucking dice, man.
I want to say, like, most moose injuries, they're not moose attacking people. They're moose running down a trail, and a person was there, and the person didn't move fast enough because the moose is not going to... The moose doesn't have to slow down just because the puny human is in its way.
You ever catch that video of the guy on the bike path that's going down the trail, and then a fucking giant brown, like, looks like a Kodiak, just comes out of the brush and starts booking it.
Oh, and where he looks back and
he looks back and it's right there, and you hear the.
He's spelling like a motherfucker too.
And it's like, and he's looking back and then looking forward ahead of the path and just fucking going for it. And you're like, oh my God.
And he gets off the bike. He gets off the bike at the end.
It's the most, he actually pulls away, but it is like beyond terrifying. Like everything inside of you that your ancestors felt, you will feel in that one moment.
I hope you're confident in your human technology right now.
Our perch on top of the food chain is extremely precarious.
Well, it's tool-based, so if you don't have the tools on you, you're back at the bottom.
That's why everyone should have a gun at all times.
And let's be real, like that sized bear, your gun is gonna annoy it.
Yeah.
Like you shoot and if you get it in the head, you'll annoy it real strong. But
I remember,
unless you're getting those
caliber.
eyes,
my dad
fucking luck.
Used to go hunting, and he was like, "Oh, we saw a bear. It was really scary." I'm like, "What were you scared of? You had like rifles and stuff." And he's like, "Oh, silly little child."
It's nuts.
Like,
yeah, no, you're the like it's like a bullet is pretty much a really strong punch.
Yeah.
It's like a kitten firing a toothpick into your body. Like, it's just like, ow, fuck, what are you doing?
It's why I think elephants are so cool, because we had to make guns that human beings can't fire to deal with that shit. Like, the idea of, like, in a Tony Jaa movie, the elephant's gonna fight the bad guy, and then the bad guy pulls out a handgun, like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I like elephants because they're like really cool.
Yeah, they're
like,
cool.
They're super cool towards people, and they're like, okay, you're okay, you guys are assholes, and they will remember it and just like fuck them up if they get half a chance.
Well, they never forget.
No, but those rampage videos of the circus elephants that get like go loose. Which is like it's kind of obvious given the treatment they're given.
Can you really blame them?
No, you can't, right? But like, there's always the tramplings you hear about, or the videos of it going on a rampage, and they've got
any of these things. Like,
it's like a
video
tank,
of,
you know what I mean? It's a tank rolling down the street, and you have to deploy anti-tank methods.
I actually I get a kick out of like every now and then you watch like Discovery Planet. It's like the cheetah is looking at the baby elephant, but then decides fuck it. Because elephant is around. And elephant in its natural habitat might as well be invincible.
There was this game back in the day called Lion, where you just played as a lion and you'd go hunt.
Yeah.
And it was a good time. It was pretty fun. But like that was absolutely the case. If like you see one elephant that is normal, like that is more than enough reason to fucking nope. Mission over.
Well, they can't. Their skin's usually too strong to be bitten through by anything but like a crocodile. And if a crocodile does bite it, they can just pick it up and throw it like 100 feet.
Well, like, dude, there's so many variables with it. Where it's like exactly like if your thing is like you can probably kill, like you could probably like the antelope. Yeah, you'll take that down.
Oh yeah, the antelopes are bitches. Fuck them.
The crocodile.
Yeah.
You'll probably stop it, but it'll stop you in the process, and you'll kind of just kill each other.
Yeah.
Crocodiles are pretty stupid about it too. I saw a video of
but the death roll though, man.
Yeah. I saw a video of a guy feeding a bunch of them, and like he threw it too close to the other one's like leg, like its forearm, and one of the other crocodiles like took a bite and like death rolled out of it and tore off the other one's arm, and the one that got his arm tore off just kind of just stood there like, what happened? And the other one just eats his arm.
Wow.
Reptiles are
no reaction.
Reptiles are very tough. Well, I think I mentioned to you before, but you remember those pictures of gators down in, I want to say Louisiana, it wasn't Florida, but that got frozen in that fucking pond?
No.
Okay, so what happens is the gator feels, okay, this pond's going to fucking freeze, and we like the pond. So they just stick their snouts up a couple inches above the water, and they
let it freeze
and
over.
They live.
And the pond just freezes solid around them.
Oh my god!
And then it thaws out, and all that happens is they're really, really pissed off for a while, but otherwise are completely fine.
Oh my god! I can't like.
Well, they had to survive the fucking ice age somehow.
Holy shit!
But the idea of like not even moving onto land, just like fuck it, let it freeze around me.
But like also just nothing else bites, locks in, and then does a fucking buzzsaw twist, you know? Like that is some next level destructive tech.
That's a Pokemon move.
You can heal from a bite wound. You can't heal from just like shredded flesh.
You can't
I don't want to get around a snapping turtle either. Those things are
those
they
things
will really fuck you up.
The snapping
but at
turtle
least it's
videos,
a clean cut.
The snapping turtle videos are like mechanical.
Yeah,
like they look like
someone took a
giant
wire
scissors.
cutter. Yeah, like I'd take that. Honestly, I'd take that over a fucking gator because the doctor can look at the two parts
be like,
and see where they fit together.
Yeah,
not with the gator, not with the fucking roll. I mean, the fact that what was it? Matt went to that place where they were pretty much like, no, go wild, kill as many as you can. It's open gator season. Because they have to control the population.
There's a lot of gators around right now.
It's you know what I mean? Like it's the exact opposite of like it's endangered. It's please slay as many as you can.
Do you like letting your cats and dogs outside? Then here is a gun.
Yeah.
And here
is
a stick.
Deer have that problem in a lot of places. They're obviously nowhere near as destructive as a swarm of gators can be, but
coyotes,
like,
man.
Whatever you get, especially like northern people, like guns are wrong. You shouldn't be hurting animals, and you get that shit down here. It's like, no, you need to control the population of these animals.
Do you want?
Like, they're not going to come into your home and start eating your children or anything.
Deer will.
If too many deer is not a good thing.
Yeah, a coyote will. If you have a kid, like a small enough child or dog in your backyard.
I was out in the
fucking problem.
I was out in the fucking shitholes of the eastern townships a couple years ago. And my girlfriend's dad at the time made me sleep out in the fucking yard because he's a fucking asshole. And he's like, oh, yeah, so there's like a coyote problem. Mm-hmm. Good luck with that. Like, I got a significant feeling from Dad that I was not welcome. Just saying.
No, I mentioned it before, I think a couple times, but like just facts I'm hearing about them, like when you hunt them down, the females will like
give birth to higher
litters, knowing that you're trying to eradicate the local population.
That's a good trick,
right?
That's a good trick.
And there's a really cool story that was on Rogan's podcast, like about how he had a friend that had a pit bull, and like one day, like the pit bull just came back super fucked up, just limping and bloody and whatnot, right? And it was like, you just came back. but like you're like, what the fuck happened, right? And they followed the trail of blood behind him up into the mountains, and way up into the fucking deep, they found a spot where the blood trail stopped, and like 7 coyote bodies were just mangled apart. And you're just like, oh my god, the story, right?
We used to raise pit bulls actually for a little bit. We have to get out of it though, because because they're pit bulls. There are way too many assholes that will like abuse the animals, or like we're just breeding them just because we just like dogs, and that was it.
Yeah.
But for them, it was like, no, we're going to do stuff with them. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. And we have to go through this investigation process.
It's
like,
awful.
all right, who are you? And like, anyways, but pit bulls, they are like the warmest, most like gentle animals in the world, but they do have that sort of gator thing where if they lock onto you, then that's it. Like they're not going to let go because that's their instinct.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's like, there's no warning signs, right? Like every other dog usually has a warning sign of aggression, but apparently with pit bulls, there is none. It just happens.
Yeah, it's just like it's just an impulse followed by, this is what I'm supposed to do because I was bred for this purpose. It's like trying to discourage a dachshund from digging or something like that.
Oh,
it's just,
good luck with that.
This is what they're going to do.
I want to pet a dachshund right now.
I want a Pomeranian. I don't want it to be yippy, though.
Yeah, what? What's wrong with a yippy dog?
Because they do it. Like, have you never been around a Pomeranian that much? They yip all the time.
Oh, yeah. It's adorable.
The problem with a yippy dog is living next to a yippy dog.
Well, I mean, I have a cat that, like, screams all day.
No. This is nowhere near that.
And
a
like,
Pomeranian does not stop.
You don't want to be a shitty neighbor.
Fuck them. Your dog is more important than your neighbors.
That is true.
Yeah, you're the
like
type.
I care about your ugly children or your useless lives. I got a Pomeranian.
We would have a fun time if you lived above me.
Oh, yeah?
We would be, that fucking piece of shit ginger ass fuck that lives upstairs.
Oh, yeah?
That would
what
be
are you going to do about it,
problem.
huh? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. I'm going to mail you dog turds.
Mail them? Wait, why would you go through the process of mailing it?
Add one extra removal of my own personal responsibility. Yeah, it was the mailman that delivered you the dog turds.
How large is the space under your door crack? How large is that? Can I fit shit under there?
That's horrible. Don't do that. That's bad to say.
Yeah,
a lot of things can fit inside of a letterhead.
Just push sleep through the window, bitch. Fucking that would be.
That's the kind of thing that
hanging out
ends
the window
with
and like blowing the wind through the cracks of the window.
That's the kind of thing
smell that
like ends with the building burning down.
Yeah,
like, that's
pretty like pouring water on your own floor to find the leak spot.
Is that the most extreme?
And then just you know where it is, and then you go, that's the spot. I'm gonna
destroy my condo floor to fuck with the guy underneath me.
Fuck him. Oh, he's gone for a week? Yeah.
Just get the pipe under his door.
Oh, man.
Start pumping in gas. Be fun to come back to this neurotoxin.
It's colorless and odorless. I'll never suspect.
Oh, that dog went
quiet. Is this
quiet.
A crime? Nah, this is probably fine.
That's a bad.
That's a bad to do.
That's a bad.
Don't,
no. No, don't do that. Just be nice to each other. Don't make noise.
My dog is more important than your life.
A lot of lessons can be like a lot of the like bear attack videos and shit. The bear wasn't doing anything. You're just being an asshole to it.
Hey, look at this bear! Look at this bear! Ha 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 ha! It's like,
why are so many people like that, where they want to treat animals as toys? Like, just because it exists doesn't mean, ooh, look at this.
Yeah,
I'm a stupid white person. I'm going to put my fucking arm around it when it's not looking. What's wrong with you? Keep your arms to yourself.
The whole thing about treating pets as toys, though, like there's a whole category of
toy dogs,
poodles that are shaved to look like other animals.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And it's fucked, man.
It's hilarious.
It's fucked. What are you doing? Why would you do that? That dog's not a Green Bay Packer fan. Stop it.
Maybe it is.
Stop shaving him to be a fucking cheesehead.
Come on.
Don't dress your animals up in cute clothing.
It's not even. It's not even the clothing. Like I'll. You know what? Like I won't even get in your face about the clothing. It's like the people that dye it and shave its fur. It's like, oh look, it's a little buffalo now.
You can dye your pet with food coloring. That's totally safe. So don't use hair. Don't use dye. It will kill them.
It's fucking.
You can always see the sadness in their eyes. You can always tell.
Listen. There's one photo of Elmo from many years ago where he's wearing a little jacket, and you can tell that it's like, you know, from back, and what you can tell that the Elmo is just like totally rigid and just like, I do not like this jacket. And that is the only photo, because then they took the jacket off.
It is never enjoyable.
Now, that's not true. There is one situation
when the fur is shaved and then it's naked and super cold, and then you want to keep it warm.
In which dogs need to wear... There are chihuahuas in my
little
building,
booties
and the chihuahuas need their little booties in their coats, because chihuahuas don't have shit for fur.
Sure.
And they need their winter clothing. And also, oh my god, it looks so cute with the chihuahua and his little booties.
Sure. They're the ones that nature would have like fucking taken care of otherwise.
Well, no, they're the ones that are thousands of miles
away from their natural climate. You're right. That's true. That's true. But
it's why when you have a dog that's like a Bernese Mountain Dog or a Newfoundland dog, you think about shaving them in the summer, because they're meant for mountain cold.
But keep your fucking colors and props off of your fucking animal.
If I want to put a little
Jesus Christ
on my cat, I will put a little hat on
like
my cat.
Like,
and if I want to dress him up like a fireman, I will dress him up like a little
Don't mishandle your pets either.
A bandana is the furthest it should ever fucking go.
Bandana's cute on
a bandana is literally
like
the
around
furthest.
Around the
yes.
the neck. Yeah.
Don't go any fucking further than that, asshole.
And that comes from dogs like Newfie, Danes, and whatnot, where it's like, you really want a big bandana around the horse's neck, so that when they're just slobbering all over, you have something to wipe up their shit with.
Sure.
I want to put a hat on a dog right now.
Where would the ears go?
Leave your pets alone.
No, like a little hat.
Like, even the people that, like, they own a cat and they obviously don't know how to handle it, and they're, like, picking it up and, like, slinging it around and throwing it over their shoulder like a baby, and generally just treating it like a huge asshole. Leave them alone.
Like the cat's a huge asshole, or like they're being a huge asshole?
They're being a huge asshole to the poor animal, when the cat might become an asshole as a result. Because it was raised that way.
Yeah.
It learned it from its own father.
Elmo learned how to be a good cat from the dumpster.
Giant fucking spider costume on that dog.
That's hilarious, dude.
That is a good one.
The dog is into it. You can tell.
If the legs are bouncing around and no one knows what's going on, and from a distance you get
it looks like a nightmare. Yeah.
Really fucked up.
But the dog looks super happy that it's like, yay, I'm a spider. I chase people.
It isn't even that the people are afraid, oh, spider. They're afraid because it's moving because it's real, but I can't tell what it is.
Yes, exactly. No, your brain takes a minute. And your brain reacts to the spider-shaped fear so much faster than it does to the clear dog face.
It reacts to
the silhouette.
This generic silhouette.
Yeah.
And a size that's wrong. And, oh, no, I'm not imagining that movement. That movement's real.
Yes.
And your brain just goes... Run!
Not a toy. Threat.
And there's a really specific type of movement where it's like, if they put it on like a drone or like an RC car, it would move like, I want to say like linearly, so it wouldn't cause that reaction.
Predictable, yeah.
But because it's a real dog and there's just a little bit up and down, it's like...
totally. That gif fucks with me every time. What
did you do with your week, Willie?
Fine, let's go there. Let's go there.
Okay, fine.
Hey, man, that was a good run.
I love animals.
I love animals.
Good.
I want to hug all of the animals.
I want to hug the ones that won't kill me. How about that?
I would love to have a bobcat if it wouldn't completely annihilate my house and eventually kill me.
Yeah. A goat would be fun if it would, like, not chew everything and be annoying.
Yeah.
Goats are super cute.
We have sheep. They're kind of assholes, though.
Aren't sheep dumb as fuck?
Yeah. Super dumb.
Oh, man, there's those ones that freeze up when you scare them.
Oh, the goats. The
Right?
fainting goats.
They're ridiculous.
Don't do that though. That's bad for their joy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But like then you can like take the ears of one and like cover its eyes with it, and then like pop it open and it's like peekaboo.
Yeah.
And it's like this is like you can go like wah, and it goes like.
Was that your week?
That was
Just
my week.
finding goats.
I covered the goat's eyes with its ears, and then I opened it, and then it made a happy face, and then I did it again, and that was my whole week.
See, that's your content for Woolly Versus. That's what you should be uploading.
Oh man.
Peekaboo.
Yeah. I did.
Woolly versus the petting zoo.
Yes.
We don't have any petting zoos up here.
Yes, you do. You want to go down? Easter's coming up.
Angrigno?
Go down to Angrigno. There's a petting zoo every year.
Isn't that just a normal zoo? Or I didn't know it was a type of petting zoo.
Dude, they got alpacas, they got sheep, they got goats, they got all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
I go every year, and every year,
Is this an ad read?
dude, every year there's
No, but we do have those.
Oh, let's take our ad read,
Yeah,
shall
maybe
we?
we should.
Talking about bullshit for an hour 20 minutes.
God damn it! You know what? There was even a pre-roll.
If you're tired after a hard
I'll
day
do it
of
all
heavy
later.
petting.
We'll do it all later and
Do it
post
all
We'll
later and
fix it
fix
in
it.
post.
All right.
All
So
right.
this is the ad goes here.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, Pat.
I can tell.
I
You look sleepy.
stayed up and worked, and it was not worth it because my Casper mattress was waiting right behind me,
Sleep is good, man.
and my girl got to sleep on it, and she woke up fresh and ready for the day.
Yep.
And just took off and was like, "Bye."
You were rotten.